level members, and today concept is a object level members. Object level members in Python. Object level members in Python. That is. So here it is. What are object level members? Object level members means what? The specific functionality of object is referred as object level member. Is referred as object level member. The specific functionality of object is referred as object level member. That is first one. Second one, these are restricted access. These are restricted access. Restricted access means what? Permissions are required to access. Permission means what? Object creation. Object creation is required to access these members, actually. Required to access these members. So which are object level members in Python? One simple example. First of all, we'll start with the object level variables. Actually, where we use object level variables and what are object level variables, the difference between class level and object level, we'll see. Generally a variable is nothing but used to store information. Suppose we are taking object. Object means, the best example we can say human. Having some information. Object is a human having some information. Account holder, suppose. Account holder is a human having some information, like that. And here, suppose one application we are taking. Application is, just consider banking application. Application is a banking application we are taking. A banking application means what? Actually, mainly they will process accounts only. Banking application, they will process accounts. For example, 3 account holders are there. 3 account holders. So if account holder is not there, there is no question of banking. 3 account holders are there. They have common information, no? Common information in the sense, what is the bank name and what is the branch, what is that IFSC code. All these, so these objects will share. These objects will share. So this is called common information. And this comes under class level. Already we have seen class level, and here it is a free access. Permissions not required to access, because suppose we don't have the account in a particular bank, still you can access through website or any way. What is the bank name? How many branches are there? what are the IFSC codes of every branch, right? Land number of every branch. So like that, so many things. That is, but here, but here, whenever we are checking like account number, it's not common. Different account holders having different account numbers. Balance, account holder mail ID, right? Account holder mobile number. These are, and all these are comes under specific information. Is called a specific information. That is, and this is what we call, now we are going to discuss about object level, and these are restricted access. Restricted access, that's the difference. Here it is a specific information and the common information, class level members and object level members, class level and object level members. That is common and specific, common and specific. That is right. So now we are discussing about this one. For that, object creation is required. Actually, how to create object and what is the process of object creation and all, one by one we'll see. Suppose we are taking one class. Class name is a test. Inside that, two methods I will define. Variables later, methods. Class level method and object level method. Suppose generally, how to define a method? Define M1. Suppose here it is a, this is already we have seen class level method. Class level method. And if you want to execute, the program execution starts with the main. Main is commonly with main, and program execution starts with the main function. Control enters into main. From here, how to call M1? It is class level, and we know that class level members we need to access using class name only. We need to access using class name. Here test.m1. Test.m1. Whenever we execute this code, it is executing class level method. Class level method. And next one, now discussion about the object level method. Object level method. How to define means, define a method by passing self variable as first argument. Define a method by passing self variable as first argument. That is, sir, self is a keyword? No, self is not a keyword, and it is the most recommended variable to define object level methods. the most recommended variable to define object level methods. That is, define a method by passing self variable as first argument. See, defining a method, we are defining a method by passing self as a first argument variable. This is called object level method. This is called object level method. That's one. Object level method. And now here, sir, how to access object level method? How to access object level method? Object creation is required to access object level method. Object creation is required to access object level method. Sir, how to create object? How to create object? Simply, class name you have to call as a method, and you need to collect that object address into a variable. What is this? First it will execute test. Very important. Please don't think that it is a class name. This is calling constructor. Sir, what is a constructor? That I'll explain. Is calling constructor. What it will do means what? It will create object. At some location it will create. At some location it will create as object. Some memory will be allocated at some location. This is what we call the address. I'll show you that address. Object address. This constructor construct the object address. Constructor constructs object address. Once object is ready, it will return that address. That address we need to collect into a variable. Any variable name we can give. Suppose this is obj. A variable that holds object address. A variable that holds object address. That is okay. This is the one. So here, whenever we are executing, so it will create object address, and that address will go and store into this obj. With the help of that obj, we are accessing. This is the one. Okay. So whenever we are creating object, once it is ready, obj.m2, then it will call object level method. Object level method we need to call by creating object to that class, that is. So whenever we are executing a class level method, object level method, class level method, object level method, that is m1, m2 main, m1, m2 main. A class level method means directly we can call by using class name. Object level method means first we should create object for the class. With the help of object we need to call. Now the discussion about a constructor. Suppose here, what is a constructor and how to define the constructor? Constructor is a special method. Constructor is a special method. So here, sir, when it will call, the constructor need to call at the time of object creation. That is, so here, it is a special method. It is a special method. We should access constructor in object creation process. We should access constructor in object creation process. And how to call? See, simple. By calling class name, we can call constructor. But how to define constructor means is a little bit different syntax. Define double underscore init double underscore, and with the self only, it's compulsory. This is actually called a constructor. It is fixed definition. Wherever you write the constructor, so this is only the way we have to write. This is the way. Double underscore init means what? Initialization double underscore, and here it is a obj equals to, or suppose any name you can give. X is equals to test. Sir, can you create one more object? Yes. Sir, can we create one more object? Yes. Number of objects we can create. Every time constructor execute automatically. Sir, whenever we call the construct name, how it will call? That is internal coding. Already they have written. In the process of object creation, whenever we are calling this one, automatically constructor will execute. Automatically. Sir, 3 times we are calling now, so 3 times constructor will execute. 3 times constructor will execute. Run this. Constructor. That is the one. Okay, this is okay. Constructor. So how many times you create object and those many times constructor call. Sir, actually what is the exact use of constructor? That is actually object variables creation. That is little bit that will see. So here object members means what? You have to access by creating object only. Sir, how to create object means what? Simply by calling the constructor only. By calling the constructor. That is two options in a two ways. And here one more thing, object address is there. No? Object address. Object address. It is positive integer value. It is positive integer value. And how can we check with this means what? id method returns integer value of object. id method returns integer value of object. And next one, id method is there. Id method returns integer value of object. And here it is a how to access that object address means what? Here in this program, whenever we create object address, suppose x, just print x, and next we are printing y, and next we are printing z. We are printing x, we are printing y, and we are printing z. We are printing z. That is. And here it is a whenever we are calling and whenever we are executing. See, three reference variables 7810, 5130, 52B0. Sir, you said these are integers, na? Actually, by default, it will show in a hexadecimal value along with a class name. Test object, test class object, test class object. Sir, I need to check that integer value only means then id of x, the function, the predefined function you have to call, id of y, and next one id of z. id of z. Now when we run this, look at this 236801281512. These are hexadecimal values and the corresponding integer values. Integer. How many objects you create, those many times constructor will execute, and we can display the value. That's all. It is just object creation and how constructor executes automatically. Okay. Remaining things I'll explain in the next class. Okay, thank you.